These late summer days are golden. So I took my kayak and launched it into the upper Connecticut River and followed it towards the sea. 80 miles in 4 days on this long and twisted watery road. The first day was broken up by a pair of portages around the moor and the Hanover Dam. But this stop gives you a chance to see my kayak. The star of this trip is undoubtedly my kayak. It is a skin-on-frame boat, long ash keel, gunwale, and chins, plus steamed and bent ribs, all lashed together with hundreds of knots and a few dozen pegs. It is a living creature, and I can feel it flexing when I bounce through waves and rapids. One last portage. The day is winding down, and I am looking forward to my campsite. There was thunder, lightning, and rain overnight, but the mist was rising by the time I launched, and as I glided by the village barnet, there was a promise of another golden day. Here the river is broad and glassy smooth behind the Mackinac Dam, and I was able to watch beavers, eagles, cormorants, gulls, a heron, and even a pair of loons. Midday, I passed through the twin villages of Woodsville, New Hampshire, and Wells River, Vermont. This is where the Ammonoosuc River joins from the east and the Wells River from the west. When tributaries join the Connecticut, they tumble boulders and cobbles into my way, creating rapids and a great deal of splash and fun. In a thin-skinned boat like mine, there's a bit of trepidation too, but this is all part of the adventure. I am kayaking on the Connecticut River paddle trail, which includes campsites every half-dozen miles. The one at Harkdale Farm was particularly pleasant. The river was veiled in a thick mist this morning. So, sometimes as I came to a bend, I would stop paddling and glide through the mist and startle a flotilla of ducks and other waterfowl. This seems like a good time to give you a little tour of my kayak. This is the front deck with my paddle in its rest position. This is a view that I can never actually see. This is the rear deck with my spare paddle lashed on. And here is below deck with some of my gear stashed. My day bag, food, that red thing is my sleeping bag beyond that. And finally, you can look at the waterline here. Kind of cool. Right through the fabric, the skin of the kayak. As I paddle mile after mile, another long and golden, perfect summer day starts to wind down. On the morning of the last day, I was tempted to linger over a second cup of coffee, but something in the air told me to stow my gear and get on the river. Within a few minutes of launching, the skies opened up and it poured the rest of the day. But rain adds its own music, its own charm. It turns the familiar waters into a new and mystical place. Although in general, rain doesn't bother me too much. I did, however, at one point, do the troll thing and hold up under a bridge for a while. "80 miles seemed like a long ways when I started, but as I entered the home waters, it seemed like it wasn't nearly long enough. Now, every reach of the river is full of familiar landmarks. Hugh Brook and Slade Brook on the New Hampshire side. Beyond Pompanusick with its mouth guarded by the Iron Bridge on the Vermont side. Past Wilson Landing and the Cruise Race Course, past Patchen Point and through the Narrows, and finally onto the dock at the Ledyard Canoe Club.